Now that we've run through the basics of using constraints, let's take a look at putting this all together in a more complete sketch. So here we have a complete closed out sketch, which is maybe somewhat close to what I'm looking for, but not exactly what I'm looking for. And I can throw in some constraints to help try and get closer to finishing it off. First of all, I might just use my double tap trick, so I might do a quick double tap on any of my points, and remember that will highlight or select all points on my sketch. And that's useful because now I can move this entire sketch instead of just a single individual point. Now one thing that sometimes I like to do is maybe start with one of my points. I'm going to use that bottom left point here and throw that right at my origin point. Now, of course, I don't have to do this. It's more of just a personal preference, but I do like to start my sketches at a location that kind of makes sense to me. And to me, it makes sense to throw a portion of my sketch onto the origin point. So now, if I have this point on my origin and I'd like to keep it there, I might throw in a lock constraint. So now, notice that bottom point has turned to my darker color, meaning that point is locked in at the origin. I might want to throw in a few more constraints as well. So this line here is somewhat vertical. Maybe I'd like it to be completely vertical, so I'll tap to select a vertical constraint. Similarly, this line here I would like to be horizontal. And I see that horizontal constraint coming in as well. Then perhaps this line and this line here I would like to be parallel to each other. So I can use the parallel constraint. And now I'm getting closer to what I was looking for. And again, any kind of movement or changes I may have, I can notice that these constraints remain. Finally, perhaps between this line and my arc here, I would actually like those to be tangent with each other. And similar on the other end, this line and the arc, again, tangent with each other. Now I can see by just throwing in a number of constraints, I'm getting closer to what I'm looking for my final design. What's also useful about constraints is, again, once I've inserted them into my sketch, I can make any edits or changes now, and notice that all of those constraints will remain. Now that we have a better understanding of using constraints within a sketch, in the next lesson, we'll learn how to fully define and finish off this sketch using dimensions.